I just ran my 6th and best backyard ultra ever, and I set a distance PR as well. Here are 5 tips to help you at your next one. Something that went really well this year, fueling. I really feel like this year I really dialed it in. We filled one with water, the other was tailwind. I basically just kept those stocks in my vest throughout the race and drank from the tailwind side liberally throughout, and that was a primary source of calories for me. The most recent one I did was Bubba's Backyard Ultra, and that was my 4th time doing it, so I've got a pretty good feel for what they offer at the aid station. I had a lot of snacks in between laps at my tent, and for real solid food like hamburgers, hot dogs, PB&Js, I just basically relied on the main aid station.
How's that cold hot dog, Seth?
All right, it's not bad.
All right.
It's not bad.
I definitely lost my appetite towards the end of the race, gave up on the solid food, but because I was drinking the tailwind throughout, I feel like that helped me get a little further than I have in years past. Something I focused less on this Backyard Ultra was how long it was taking me to complete each lap. I really didn't sweat it if I was 5 minutes faster or 5 minutes slower, well maybe not 5 minutes slower, but I didn't worry too much if my laps were kind of all over the place. Looking at other people's Strava, it's basically the same for everyone. Everyone has some fast laps and some slow laps. So it's something I didn't worry too much about. You get into a train of people and it's kind of hard to move up. You can kind of step on the side to move back, but a lot of times you get pulled along within a group and your ideal lap time gets thrown out the window. And I don't think it mattered too much. In fact, by not worrying about it, I had some laps where I'd come in with a good amount of time, and that was actually helpful. And I definitely was not tightening up as much as I feared I would. Laps 11 through 15 are usually where the wheels fall off for me, but I was feeling really strong and coming in really positive. And a lot of that had to do with just kind of going out faster on those laps, staying with the front pack, falling back a little ways, but then getting pulled along by various groups. I was going faster than I was earlier in the day, but it felt really good. So, listen to your body and, they'll tell you how fast you should be moving. This won't be duh for a lot of people, but music. Never actually listen to music when I run. I like being aware of my surroundings, hearing what's around me, and certainly in a trail race, I normally wouldn't consider listening to music. I want to be able to hear the other runners. But, during the day you're talking and chit-chatting with people, but by the time night rolls around, the field is thinned out. People are all in their own little world of misery, and so suddenly it becomes a much quieter race. So that's when music really helped a lot. It made all the difference, especially the last couple laps where I could just listen to that because I just couldn't keep up with anyone anymore. But the music carried me along. 2001 from Fish's 98 Island Tour, man, so good. Listen to that a couple times. For a lot of you, this is old hat, but for me, it was an epiphany. So if you don't listen to music on these long ultras, give it a shot. You might love it. And once again, I got to emphasize how important crew can be at one of these backyard ultras. My buddy Rob, he ran the race with me, and when he dropped after 6 laps, he immediately switched to crewing me and my brother, and what a help he was. Those later laps, I would come in, he would just take my vest, fill up my flasks, hand it back to me. Whatever I needed, he would get it for me. Just having that person waiting for you in the late hours makes a big difference and gives you some motivation to keep going. He was instrumental in getting me back out there for those last couple laps.
Rob's doing a great job crewing. I couldn't do this without him.
I'm just holding the blanket.
Hey, man, Rob, you're holding me up.
Let's go get it, Seth.
All right.
I've done a few of these alone, and I can tell you that having someone helping you along the way makes a huge difference. One thing I didn't do, and it ultimately was partly responsible for my exit, was that I did not plan for the impossible. Last year at Bubba's, I did 12 laps in very muddy conditions. I ended up getting hurt and spent a half a year in recovery. And then this summer I was building my base back up. I definitely had it in my mind to beat 12 laps from the previous year. And I had hoped maybe in my wildest dreams that I could surpass 15, which was my personal best in terms of laps at Bubba's. But 18 laps really wasn't on my radar, or anyone else's that I was with, which led to some complications. Because I am finishing my 18th lap up with 5 minutes to spare. It's almost 4 in the morning, and I'm supposed to be going with my family to Storyland in about 6 hours. In the interest of not pushing my body to the brink of injury and being able to actually spend some time with my family that day, I decided let's call it at 18. I did not position myself to keep going. It was a long night and we still had to pack up. Give yourself time to do the impossible. If I had planned to be there in the morning and then it happened, it would have been incredible. So that's just a scheduling thing. Make sure you give yourself enough time to keep going. So there you go, 5 tips to help you at your next backyard ultra. Were they helpful? You tell me. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. I'll post a link to my most recent Bubba's video above, so check that out. Thanks as always for watching. I do appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one.